Good morning, folks. Welcome aboard another day of Building EV. Well, in this one, then I am starting to put the shower together in terms of the plumbing and stuff like that. We don't quite get as far as putting the tray in on this one. That should be the next video. So here's this. As I mentioned, I did this just after putting the radiator on the left, but before putting the floor down. But here I'm just kind of trying to roughly locate where things are going to go. Well, there's a couple of sneaky little things hidden in this that you might see. There was one of them. There was a silver valve and a black valve for the shower. Here I am trying to figure out whether I've got enough space for it all. And well, it looks like I have. I had to order some different covers for for where the tap meets the wall, mixer valve meets the wall, because the ones that came with it were a bit too short, shallow, whatever you want to term. So anyway, here I am. This is my secret door, which is for getting to pumps and things, which will be hidden on the wall here. And looking at it there, then I haven't quite got enough space to put it where I want it. It is going to overlap where the hole for those radiator pipes, I think they're radiator pipes anyway, yeah, I'm sure they are, coming out and going along. So I decided to make a board that would go onto the wall. It also has the benefit of stiffening the wall, I think, and well, hopefully, I mean, all pumps do make a bit of noise, but by having a firmer attachment to the wall, then I'm hopeful that it doesn't make as much noise. I realised that I needed to make a bit more space for that pump because it just ended up, that was where it started life, and well, I've managed to get it a bit lower, which I'll show you towards the end once it's done. And there's me just, as I say, firmly attaching that extra ply to the wall with a bundle of screws. I made sure that the screws don't go through the ply to hit anything. And this, as you can see, I've got two drain holes in the shower. Just find a little clean out in there because I had to get under there to adjust a bit of the insulation that the pipes are running past under the floor. But that also meant by the time I'd made this cutout larger to accept the pump, then I came back and did a bit of reinforcement, which I think we'll see later. Planning to, or figuring out, having figured out where to put these 90-degree turns, I don't know what these things are called, the mixer mounting things. Spade bits do make a hell of a mess, hence I'm trying to use the Hoover at the same time. Spade bits probably, well, they don't make as much mess as routers, but they're a close second, I reckon. I know they're the wrong way around. I'm just kind of lining them up to see where where everything goes, so that I can put the pipes in. You don't get to see much of my plumbing here, I don't think. But this, again, I'm still using the Uponor Q&E system. Well, I mean, you'll see at the end that I have not managed to get any leaks in it so far, which is good. So this is the cold, as you can see, because it's got a blue end on it, and that's where the red one is going to, the hot one is going to end up. Red one. Oh, there we go. There's some Q&E. Just shove the tool into it and expand it, and then put it onto the fittings, and so it's also handily bendy. As you can see, I've got a 90-degree bend in that without actually having a joint, and then this is carrying on up to where the main valve is going to be. So as you can see, there's a tee off on this as well. But well, answers on a postcard as to what you think I'm going to end up doing. I think I'll probably have to pull forward the end of the shower, because otherwise you'll get bored waiting. But I haven't finished the shower yet. It does work, but anyway, as you can see, I'm just kind of lining up in principle where things are going to go. Following morning, my bit of tissue paper had got wet. It wasn't the Q&E that got wet. I had used the Loctite PTFE strip stuff, which I've used successfully, and I redid it there, and it hasn't leaked again since, but obviously I didn't put quite enough of it on the first time. Here I am replacing the fittings that come on the end of a gulper pump, because, well, I wanted to. I want to be able to get to replace this pump with relative ease. So, which I will demonstrate later when fitting it, if you see what I mean. I'll demonstrate that I can actually get it out. And here I'm working out that the pipe needs to go past and whatever you for one of the drains. And I don't know what I was going in, out, in, out. There's a bit like okey there, isn't it? But as you can see, by adding that board to the wall, and I've given myself a bit of extra space to mount the pump. Here I am, I've put a bit of extra reinforcement wood underneath what has become a fairly thin bit of wood between the cutout for the pump and the where the shower drain needs to go. I figured I could put in some pocket holes just to help this bit of wood stay still. Of course, it's under the shower, and it really shouldn't kind of be carrying any weight, but well, I don't know how strong it needs to be, if you see what I mean. My experience is limited, as we've discussed before. There's me putting the pump where I have decided it's going to go, and yes, I can close off the drains with it, with everything in the places where I've marked up, so that's good. And here I am putting some PTFE tape. This collection of fittings is made up of various things that I searched on eBay to get. eBay seemed to be the best way of doing it. I did look locally to find things, but nowhere had everything that I wanted. Nowhere, I couldn't even make up bits from here and there and what have you. So I felt that the easiest thing was to kind of know that what I was getting and have it all turn up. It did end up, even on eBay, then it came from two different sources. But obviously this is all being buried under the shower. I cannot tell you how trepidatious I was about doing this. I couldn't figure out any way of testing it properly to see whether it did or didn't leak and what have you. So anyway, I'm putting PTFE tape where I think it's sensible on plastic. All the various plastics are different from one another, so otherwise I would have welded it. Plastic weld, melty glue stuff. When cutting this suction pipe, I found that the best thing to do was just to use one of the plastic pipe cutters for most of it, and then use an angle grinder with a cutting wheel in it just to go through the spiral wire that's inside it. And after a quick sort of final check, then I was able to tighten up all the fittings, put them all together for the last time. There they all are. There's 4 of them, plus a little bit of suction tube, which is also beneficial. There's the final piece on the pump, which I also changed. So this joins together with a rubber washer. So that means that it's very easy to undo, and I can change it. Then I had to put in the wiring connections. The wiring loom was a bit short at this point because obviously I hadn't taken account of the fact that it goes to a switch rather than just to the pump. You could do it just to the pump if you do a flow switch or whatever it is, but anyway, I'm not doing that. So a few more adjustments here for the cabling and to be able to put things where I need them to go. Just attach them with P-clips, which I tap through the nail first just to make them easier to fit when putting them in place. Well, this should help anybody figure out why I've got 2 plug holes. Anyway, back to the main sort of shower enclosure. This wall is just secured with loads of pocket holes up the sides and along the bottom, and it's got some normal screws in through up at the top into the sidewall. On the back, then it's got some ribs of just I think it's 2x1 that just run vertically down it to help give it some additional rigidity. Even though it's 19mm, then a sheet of that size only secured at the edges is still a bit bendy. And then I just took out one of the ribs down that side because I realised that I'm going to want to put some shelves or something in there, and I'll never be able to get to that again. So once it's in place, then that's it. there I am reading the instructions of this stuff. This is called Flexi Seal. It's designed to go around the edge of a shower. It sort of runs vertically up the wall a bit. It's a very tacky, malleable rubber stuff. Once I managed to get all the backing off, which was a bit troublesome, but I think it's just because I'd had it hanging around a while. But I got it all off, and it glues to the edge of the shower tray. And then when the shower wall comes down in front of it, then even if the seal at the bottom of the shower wall stuff, or your tiles or whatever it is you're using, comes down, then it then cannot penetrate down past the shower tray, because this seals the shower tray kind of up the wall by about a couple of inches. So I left it there overnight, I think, or for certainly a couple of hours. So I haven't got as far as putting the next video together, so I don't know what footage I've got. Obviously, I missed a bit out there because there are those things behind the wall. And I will endeavour to put together a video that explains exactly what they are. Hopefully that'll be included in the next one. But yeah, if you've got any ideas about what I'm trying to do, then feel free to have a discussion in the comments. Take care, everybody. Bye.